Okay, welcome to Somerset Disc Golf Course. We're going to be playing all 18 today. Got drone footage of most of the holes. This is a long course, so my arm is going to be done for by the end of it. Should be good fun. It's warm out, obviously. You can tell I have less clothes on. That is always a W. So let's get into it. So, good distance, like perfect distance, just not quite enough turn. My putts have been atrocious recently, but been in the lab working on shit. See how it pays off today. Perfect. We love tap-ins for par on hole 1. Hole 2 is a bit of a tricky one. I throw the hyzer flip because my forehand, when I try and throw my forehand hard, it just goes in the ground. Throw a flippy driver that will go right and then fade left at the end up to the basket. Wow, that wind. Well, the wind did me no favors with that one. It came out of my hand on hyzer and just kept turning the whole way. So now we have a little bit longer approach, but pretty easy. Just swing a hyzer around and then put it in for par. Trusty zone for this one. Beauty. Good old-fashioned basket POV of me and the damn shrubs. Hole 3 is just a bomb. Just gotta throw a hyzer bomb. Used to be about 150 feet further, and then they, out of the kindness of their hearts, moved the basket. So now it's just an easy hyzer. Well, that'll do it. We are in the rough, but still a very doable approach shot. Probably gonna swing another hyzer. Sit on down, sit on down. Holy shit, that thing kept going. Okay, now we've left ourselves with a little circle's edge putt. Take advantage of the no wind right now. Woo! Snuck it in. Alright, hole 4, our first real birdie opportunity. Just need to sneak one through the trees and make the easy putt. The hill kind of works to your advantage to stop the disc, so you're really just aiming for about 3 feet, 4 feet in front of the basket. Oh yeah, perfect. Choo-choo! All aboard the birdie train! Hole 5 is the first of many long, well, this isn't that long, but long wooded holes are kind of the theme of this course, and this is the first of them. About 300 feet. Really need just a slight hyzer flip, so throw something on a hyzer, have it stand up a little bit, and then crash back into the left. Very makeable if you hit the line, but if you miss the line, bogey comes into play quick. Got blessed by a tree. Maybe we can make a par from there. Here's the lie. I don't know if you can see the flag sticking up there, but got a long approach. Kind of heavily guarded. I'm just gonna toss a forehand up there and let it hyzer on back. Perfect. Just go in. Okay, that's sick. Well, it looks like we've made a stop at Parsville, but not to worry. We'll be back on the birdie train ASAP. Speaking of birdie train, hole 6 is the perfect opportunity to hop back on the birdie train. It's a shorter hole, probably plays about like 230, and you just need a solid little anhyzer. Ride it all the way down to the gap and just kind of settle on down. As long as you make the initial gap, you leave yourself with a putt. The real challenge on this hole is this goddamn box. I have eaten shit twice on this box and never broken anything, but fucking now is not the time to say that. Oh my god, what a tree kick. Well, it looks like the Birdie Express might be leaving without me, but that's all right. Another stop in Parsville is okay. Got lots of holes left to play. Perfect. Hole 7 has baffled me since I started playing this course. There is no real clear gap to me, but I just throw a soft backhand up there and hope it gets a good skip. Well, the results were a little bit less than we hoped for, but what can you do? We've ended up right here, and our basket is up that way. That's not bad. Making them easy on myself at least, but I would like a birdie. Hole 8 is a bitch. Super heavily wooded. There just seems to be a tree in every single gap. You really kind of have to get lucky and peer this tight gap and then make a long putt, because you're really not going to end up with a short putt on this one. Oh, squared up that first tree just like I talked about. All right, here we have ended up. Kicked off that bitch of a tree there, and now basket is just around the corner, so just gonna try and flex a little forehand up there, and then a little 9-speed undertaker. Well, that didn't go very far. Well, we made it a whopping 40 feet up the fairway, so now we got a jump putt for our par save. This would be an epic par save. Close. Hole 9. I see no other way to play this hole other than a forehand. Super tight line, super heavy dog leg right. And once you make it around the corner, you just kind of have to hope that your disc doesn't skip into the woods. And that is as good as it's gonna get. Birdie! Okay, basket cam for hole 10. There's definitely a chance for an ace here. Starting up on that hill there, so you can just toss a little putter and let it glide on down. So, I'm gonna throw a couple at it and I'll see how close I can get. Well, I'm not actually sure I'd call any of those ace runs, but there were definitely some good throws. It's always fun to throw downhill like that because the power is just effortless. But yeah, maybe there's one good one in there that looks kind of close. 11 is a very fun hole. I used to hate it because I didn't have a forehand, but now that I have a forehand, it's fun. Super downhill, so you don't have to put a ton of cheddar on it. And then it just curls in at the right once you get past the trees. Well, hopefully that made it through. Sheesh. Hole 12 is another absolute piece of work. This hole is one of the hardest on the course for me. And you actually have to throw nose up because we're going 30 feet uphill, and then you need a bomb too because of that 30 feet uphill. Even though it's only 250, it plays like 3. And very tightly wooded, so hit the gap number 1, and anything else is just kind of a bonus. Throwing this beauty, time lapse, neutron plastic Simon line, baby, yeah. Yeah. Hey, that was pretty. That's about as good as I'm gonna get. Well, that was a good, that's all right on. Tap that bad boy in for the par. Hole 14 is another one of my arch nemeses. I remember one day I decided I wasn't gonna leave this hole until I threw one around the corner, and I actually threw my entire bag, and not one made it within circle 1. So, the bar is low, that's for sure. And then now we're in jail up there. Wow, look at that. I think I can be expecting my passport for Parsville in the mail any day. Beauty. And now it is time for the dreaded hole 14. So maybe the worst box I've ever seen in disc golf. Maybe the hardest hole I've ever seen in disc golf. This is so heavily guarded. It really feels like you have to hit the front gap and then get lucky to get around the corner. Deflect left off of a tree, you're in the woods. Otherwise, I'm playing for par. I mean, that had a chance to be perfect. That also had a chance to get stuck in the middle of the fairway and maybe be a look at par. And look at this. My disc played some plinko. I heard it hit at least 2 trees. Just in case we're wondering, the look from my disc back at the tee box looks like this. How the fuck it got here, who knows? Honestly, I would have needed a slow-mo replay camera, maybe a drone or 2, to figure out how the disc got here. But I'm not going to complain because now we've got the most open look at a par I've had in a while on this course. Well, that was a layup for a second it left my hand, but I'll take it. The difference between this view and what I see going up the hill is wild, but super pretty hole. About 200 feet uphill, this plays like 250, and I'm just gonna throw some putters at it, see if I can get an ace or get close. Well, I definitely threw plenty of discs at it. Maybe 2 got close, you'll see those. Otherwise, my first disc is in fucking middle of nowhere, so I'm just gonna take the par, move to the next hole. All right, we're back with some drone footage on hole 17. Beautiful hole, super downhill, curls to the left at the end, and shout out to Colin Berg, who threw a disc about 400 miles on this hole. We never saw it again. It might have actually just flown up into the atmosphere. We'll never know. That was a dime. I really hope I'm parked, because I feel like I'm parked. Wow. I have never been this parked on this hole. Once. And I was throwing into, it was 12 miles an hour wind up there. This is fucking sweet. And last, but certainly not least, hole 18 here. A lovely, probably plays like 400 for me. But a very, very pretty hole. Ends in the open after you make it to the tree gap and spits you back out right at your car. That's all right. All right, we got this here left for par on hole 18. Perfect. Almost spit it out, but it didn't. And that's a wrap.